Once, in a crowded railway station, lived a beggar. Every day, he survived by asking passengers for alms as they waited for their trains. One day, he noticed a well-dressed businessman stepping onto the platform. Looking at his expensive suit and confident walk, the beggar thought, "This man must be very rich. If I ask him, he'll surely give me a generous amount." With hope, he approached the businessman and stretched out his hand. But instead of giving him money, the businessman looked him in the eye and asked, "Do you always just take from others? Have you ever given anything to anyone?" The beggar was shocked. No one had ever asked him this before. Confused, he replied, "Sir, I'm just a beggar. I survive by asking for alms. I have nothing to give." The businessman smiled slightly and said, "If you believe you have nothing to give, then you also have no right to ask. I am a businessman. I believe in exchange. If you can offer me something, I can give you something in return. But if you offer nothing, I cannot give you anything either." With that, he boarded his train and left. A new thought. The beggar stood frozen, replaying the man's words in his head. He wasn't rude, he simply told the truth. If I give nothing, why should people give me anything in return? That night, he lay awake, restless. But what can I give? I have nothing. Yet the businessman's words echoed again and again. If you want to receive, you must first give. 2 days passed. The beggar didn't ask anyone for money. He was lost in thought. On the third day, while sitting at the station, he noticed a patch of wild flowers blooming near the tracks. Their bright colors caught his eye, and suddenly, an idea struck him. What if, instead of only taking, I give something in return? What if I offer a flower every time someone gives me alms? Excited, he plucked a handful of flowers and returned to his spot. When someone handed him a coin, he smiled and gave them a flower in return. To his surprise, people accepted the flowers with joy. Many even smiled and thanked him. Day by day, something amazing happened. More people began giving him money. He noticed a pattern. Whenever he had flowers, people gave generously. When the flowers ran out, donations fell. He thought to himself, "It's true. People like to receive something in return." Transformation. One day, while handing out flowers, he saw the same businessman again. Excited, he ran up to him and said, "Sir, today I have something to give. If you give me money, I will give you flowers in return." The businessman smiled, handed him some cash, and accepted the flowers. "You have truly understood the value of exchange," he said. "Today you are no longer just a beggar. You are a businessman." The train departed, and the beggar stood there, deeply moved. "Am I really a businessman now?" he wondered. Then suddenly he realized, "Yes, I am not a beggar anymore. I am a trader. People are not giving me money out of pity. They are paying me for the flowers. This is business." From that day forward, he never begged again. 6 months later, half a year later, at the same railway station, 2 well-dressed men met. They shook hands. One of them looked closely and asked, "Do I know you? You seem familiar." The other smiled. "Yes, we've met twice before right here." The man frowned. Then his eyes widened in surprise. "Wait, you were the beggar!" "The one I refused to give money to. And later I bought flowers from you." The former beggar laughed. "Yes, that was me. But now I run a successful flower business. Today I'm traveling to expand it further." The businessman was astonished. "That's incredible. What changed?" The flower seller smiled. "You taught me a priceless truth. We only receive when we give. That day I realized I was never truly a beggar. I was a businessman all along. I just had to see myself that way." The 2 men shook hands again, not as a beggar and a businessman, but as equals. The lesson: life is shaped by how we see ourselves. If you believe you are small, you will remain small. But if you recognize your potential, you can achieve greatness. So don't limit yourself. See yourself as strong, capable, and successful. Because when your thoughts change, your future changes too. If this story inspired you, give it a thumbs up. Share it to inspire others, and let us know in the comments what you learned. See you in the next story.